everybody. Hope you're all doing really well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to share what I consider to be one of the most important styling tips to look younger, to look more elevated, and just to generally look more polished and even more slimmer in the clothes that you wear. And that is how to dress for your body shape. So I'm going to talk about the 5 main body shapes, and you may find more than 5, but they're usually the same but called different things. So I'm going to try to categorize them into what I consider are the 5 main body shapes. But before I do that, I think it's really important that you understand and know what your own body shape is. And to do that, you need to take 3 main measurements. So you need to take measurements around the shoulder area and the tips of your shoulder, so going all the way round. So don't do it around your arms because then you'll get a different measurement, but do it round the tip of your shoulders. Round your waist, which tends to be about an inch above your belly button, and around your kind of the fullest part of your hip area, which tends to be in line with your kind of crotch area. And also, I think it's really important to say that when you do that and you find your body shape, it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody falls really neatly into one body shape. You can be a combination of a couple of body shapes, especially as your body changes, as you put on weight. So I'm going to use my own body as an example. So you will see in the image that I've taken measurements of the 3 areas, and my shoulder 38 inches, my waist area is 28 inches, and my hip area is 38 and a half inches. So I'm pretty balanced in terms of my hip, and my shoulder areas are pretty much the same. I'm just slightly heavier at the bottom. However, I would say that I'm an hourglass shape, but I do tend to also slightly fall into the pear shape. Especially if I put on weight, I tend to put on weight more around my hip area and my thigh area. So whilst I mainly follow the rules of kind of dressing for the hourglass shape, I do also keep in mind some of the kind of rules around the pear-shaped dressing, especially if I'm wearing something that has more volume at the bottom part of my body. I will try to maybe do something different, like maybe put a shoulder pad on or something that will then balance out my proportions. So based on that, let's actually start with the hourglass shape. Now, the main characteristics of the hourglass shape is that your top half and your bottom half are balanced, and you have a well-defined waist. So probably around 7 to 8 inches less than your shoulders or your hip measurements, I would say, kind of defines what if you have an hourglass shape. But also, I think it's really important to say that it's about proportion, not about what size you are. So you could be size 16 and be an hourglass shape, or you could be a size 10 or 12 and be an apple body shape. It's not about your size, it's about the proportion of your body across the top, the waist and the bottom. So with an hourglass shape, your main objective is to keep your body in balance and not to kind of put more volume on the top or the bottom part, which will disproportion your body shape. And to do that, you would wear things like kind of well cut and defined to keep your hourglass shape. Maybe wear scoop neck tops and V-neck tops. You can wear things that are belted, again defining your hourglass figure and your small waist. Pencil skirts, pencil dresses, bodycon dresses look really good on hourglass shapes because they keep, or they show really well that proportion, or that balanced proportion of your body. I would try to avoid, and also actually another thing to stick to, I would stick to kind of mid-rise or high-waisted jeans or trousers. I think avoid low-waisted jeans or trousers that sit directly on the hip area, because I think they can actually make you look bigger on the hips than you are and emphasize that area more. So wear trousers and jeans that tend to hug those kind of curves that you have. So I would avoid high neck, especially if you, well, high tight necks if you have quite a large bust area, because I think then they will make you look kind of bigger on top. I would also avoid wearing things that are really oversized. Now, I'm quite guilty of that because I do like things oversized. Number one, they're comfortable, and also I actually quite like the way they look. But if I wear something oversized, I try to make sure that I'm still defining my waist. So, for example, when I'm wearing a baggy sweatshirt or when I'm wearing a baggy jumper or a knit, I will do a tuck, even if it's just at the front or at the side, into my trousers or my jeans, because that way you can still see my waist and the smallest part of my body, so I'm still keeping my hourglass body shape in proportion. Celebrities that fall into the classic hourglass figure are Sofia Vergara, Scarlett Johansson, Salma Hayek. All these celebrities dress really well to showcase their proportions and their hourglass figure. So let's next move on to the rectangle shape. So the rectangle shape, your measurements between your shoulders, your waist and your hip area, there's not much difference between the measurements. Your waist might be a couple of inches smaller than the other two measurements, but in effect you're quite straight. And rectangle figures tend to be really quite slender, kind of elongated. They tend to have lovely slender arms or maybe slender legs. They tend to have quite a flat bottom. So your key objective is to create the illusion of curves. You've already got your top half, your shoulder area and your hip area are likely to already be in proportion. So it's almost trying to create that optical illusion of having a waist. And you can do that by adding volume or broadening your top part of your body and also your bottom part of your body. So on your top part of your body, you could wear things like a blazer that has structure and shoulder pads, or you could wear puffy sleeves. Or the bottom part of your body, you could wear things that have got more volume, like an A-line skirt. You could also wear clothes that naturally draw attention or make your waist look kind of more defined, like dresses or clothes that have got a dark kind of waistband, or you could wear kind of clothes that are already cut to show or create that kind of waist, like peplum tops or peplum dresses are really great for creating that kind of waist area and curves. As a rectangle, I would avoid wearing anything that's too boxy or oversized and straight, because it's just going to emphasize that kind of straightness. I would stay away from really low cut trousers and jeans, because again, they're going to kind of emphasize that straightness of your torso area. So try to implement more kind of feminine type of structure and clothing into when you dress, rather than more masculine clothes, which will kind of then tend to emphasize the straightness of your body shape. Classic examples of celebrities that fit into that rectangle shape, or sometimes even called a square shape, are Gwyneth Paltrow, Cameron Diaz, Kate Hudson. All that look gorgeous in that kind of, they have this elongated, really athletic looking body type that they kind of dress to perfection to incorporate or create the optical illusion of curves also. So let's move to the apple shape. Now the apple shape, it's likely that your waist area is likely to be the largest measurement out of the three. So you tend to hold more weight and roundness around your midsection, and you tend to, or like to have a kind of a medium to a large bust, probably rounded shoulders and maybe quite a small but flat bottom. But you do tend to have really lovely long slender legs. So your main emphasis is to create an hourglass shape by emphasizing your best parts but skimming over the kind of midsection or the mid part of your body. So you need to try to create curves that are going to create the illusion of a waist. And to do that, you need to create more volume around your shoulder area and your hip area to create that illusion of a waist. So one of a really good tip, I think, that kind of helps immediately is to make sure that you've got a good supported bra, because your chest area is likely to be quite large, as well as your tummy area. It kind of almost sometimes just blends into one. So you need a good bra to have that support, to give you that lift and that separation between your bust and your tummy area. Also adding a little bit of structure on your shoulders, again maybe with a jacket or a blazer that already is cut to nip you in at the waist. Having a little bit more volume on your hip area. So dresses like wrap dresses are perfect for apple shapes because they pull you in at the slimmest part, which is under your bust area, and then they skim over your tummy area. The same with empire line dresses that kind of nip in just under your bust area and then skim over your tummy area. Try to create length in the torso. So empire line dresses, again, that just kind of float out from under your bust area. You should avoid clingy material around your tummy areas and bodycon dresses. Any kind of fuss around that tummy area is going to emphasize your vision or people's vision to that area that you're trying to disguise. And also, in the same way of not wearing clothes that are too tight, don't wear oversized clothes that just completely drown you. Now that's one of the key mistakes I think that apple shapes make, because they're trying to hide their tummy area, so they think the easiest way to do that is to wear really, really baggy clothing. But all you're going to do is to make yourself look larger and more frumpy. You need to work with your proportions to create that illusion of a waist and not highlight that area, while highlighting other areas of your body that are lovely, like your legs, like maybe having slender arms. Also wear V-neck tops rather than round tops that kind of break up that area. Is also really good for apple shapes. Celebrities that classically fall into the apple shape include Catherine Zeta-Jones, Oprah Winfrey, Amy Schumacher. Moving on to triangle, or sometimes also called the pear shape. Now, as a pear shape, your hip area is likely to be the biggest measurement out of your shoulder and your waist area. So you tend to have a smaller bust area, you tend to have a lovely defined waist, but you tend to have a larger hip area, sometimes also called traditionally a saddlebag, so this kind of hip area is emphasised. Sometimes a pear shape can be mistaken for an hourglass, but I think to be a true pear shaped, you usually tend to have a couple of dress sizes between the top and your bottom part. So you could be a size 10 on top, but you may be a size 14 at the bottom. Like I said, you can be a slight pear shape. So sometimes I wear clothes at size 8 on top, but a 10 at the bottom. But that kind of, I think, a true pear shape, and to use all the rules of a pear shape, you tend to have a couple of dress sizes between the top and the bottom. So as a pear shape, you're trying to recreate that balance of widening the top part of your shoulders to be in proportion with your wider hip area, and then kind of emphasizing that waist area that you already had. So wearing darker clothes at the bottom, but wearing brighter or whiter clothes on top. Adding a shoulder pad in a jacket or just under a top you're wearing. On the bottom part of your body, wearing bootleg trousers are really, really good for balancing out wider hip areas. Try to avoid emphasizing the widest part of your hip area by maybe don't wear things like boxy jackets that fall right at the widest part of your hip, where the attention is going to be drawn to. Also, even when you're wearing things like handbags or crossbody bags, If your hip area is the largest part of your body, try to avoid wearing bags that kind of sit at that largest part, because again, your attention will be drawn to that area. Classic pear-shaped celebrities include Kim Kardashian, Jennifer Lopez, all who look absolutely gorgeous in the clothes that they wear, emphasizing their curves while creating that proportion in their body. And the final body shape is the inverted triangle, also sometimes known as the strawberry. Now, actually, all you're really doing on here is doing the opposite of what you would do for a triangle body shape, because your shoulder and top part of your body is the largest measurement compared to your waist and your hips. So you have a larger, kind of more broader body here, but you tend to have quite a small waist and quite a small hip area as well. So your waist and your thighs are more slender, and you probably are likely to have a flatter bottom. It's probably almost what they call the typical swimmer's body, that's really broad on top, but then kind of almost goes into that V section. So your objective to create more of an hourglass shape is to create more volume in the bottom of your body, and to not emphasize or not to create more volume in the top parts of your body. So avoid wearing shoulder pads or real structure at the top. It's just going to emphasize that, or puffy sleeves, and try to wear darker colors at the top, and not to overdo it with accessories, which is just going to draw attention to that top part of your body. Instead, wear lighter colours on the bottom of your body. You can wear A-line skirts that will then create that kind of volume at the bottom. Also, wide leg pants or wide leg palazzo pants are really great for balancing out the body, especially in lighter colours. Look really, really great on strawberry shapes. Classic celebrities that tend to have a inverted triangle shape are Naomi Campbell, Angelina Jolie. So by understanding your proportions and your body shape is the key to choosing items in your wardrobe that flatter you the most, and then allowing you to dress much more confidently. I've just skimmed over all these body shapes in this video, otherwise it would have been too long just to summarize them. But however, if you do want me to do a video on one specific body shape and talk a lot more in depth about that, then do let me know in the comments below. I really do hope you found that useful and got some tips from that. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, and if you are new here, then I would really, really appreciate it if you could subscribe, and that way you'll also get notifications every time I put up a new video, and it really does help my channel. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I shall see you next year. Take care. Bye.